Alright, look here. This is how you make chicken noodle soup at home, the right way. Okay, first you have your flour, and then you have just your dough that's typically in the fridge anyway. And this is what you do. You take all of your dough. Oh, and secondly, you're probably going to want to get some boiling water going. I have some right here, but it's always there, so there's really no point in me explaining that. And then you just take this and you put your dough in here. It's so freaking easy. Why don't you people do what? Why don't you do this at home? Why don't you? Nobody does. It's like all the people I know that do this are people that have time, and it's like it doesn't take time. It's just do it. Shut up and do it. Anyway, this is my rolling pin, and then we just kind of, you know, roll that out. Here, let me make it so that you can actually see what the fuck I'm doing. Alright, cool, neat. So you put that over there, and then you just kind of roll this out until it's like a specific. We've done this before, let's just do it again, right? Here we go. Easy. And in the meantime, I'm gonna make it so that way you have something actually interesting to look at. Here's my tattoos. Those are kind of interesting. My good friend did most of them. Actually, now that I think about it, my good friend did all of the ones that you're looking at right now. My favorite one is all three of them, but I like this one a lot. Anyway, and here we go. So you just kind of make, like, you know, a nice flat object, and then you tell the water to calm down a little bit because it's going a little ham. And if you want to, you can just do ye old-fashioned, you know, like pizza toss. If you're really, oh, okay, all right, don't get too excited there. Go. And so my trick for this, the easy way to do it, is you just take some flour out of your stupid bin that you put this stupid thing on top of, and now you have to put this in the dish pit. Big dish, guess what? I guess I'm doing dishes later. Alright, neat. And you just kind of lightly flour your dough by just dropping it in there, and then you just roll this sucker up. And it makes it so easy to just cut little round noodles. And if you really want to get technical with it, you can cut on like a 45-degree angle and just kind of shove them into the bowl. So just basic little amount of flour in here. You move your coffee mug because that time is over. You say, man, I'm so disorganized and it makes no sense as to how I can actually achieve things in life. But honestly, you know, if I were to actually be achieving things in life, then a lot of governmental systems would not be working the way that they did. And thusly, I'm broke and poor, and I'm probably never going to amount to anything. But you know what? You can make noodles, and that's what matters. So you just kind of shove them into here. To quote Master Uguay, noodles, you know, or quit, don't quit, noodles. It just makes a lot of sense. You just kind of keep tossing those little rolls into here. There you go. This is just simple chicken noodle soup that you'll see in a minute here. It's very, very easy. I could do this way faster, but I like talking. It's the one thing that I'm good at. Alright, neat. So now that these are in here, you just give them a little bit of a salad toss. A dressing dredge, if you will. And then you just kind of pull them apart. And they look like something. They definitely look like something when they're in this state, when they're all rolled up and then you have to pull them apart. You know, you ever open a grilled cheese sandwich? That's exactly what I'm talking about. Alright, cool. Anyway. We'll just kind of pull these apart. And this is probably the lengthiest part of the process. So instead, I'm just going to do something else. And I think I'm just going to have them as such and hope that if I do this, maybe they open up a little bit. Just, you know, play with your noodles. And hopefully they unravel a little bit. And if they don't, then there's a problem. But still, anyway. So just take that and here we go. Here's the easy part. So, I made chicken wings yesterday, and all of a sudden, you know, you get this wonderful crap to deal with. So, firstly, you went to Tim Hortons and you grabbed 2 of these because chopsticks are great, but frankly, stir sticks are better. You just plop that in your water, you give it a quick stir, whilst you can, right? So just off the heat, because these take like, fresh noodles take 3 minutes, whereas, you know, like, not fresh noodles take just a stupid amount of time. It's who's got time for that? Nobody. Ain't nobody got time for that, right? Exactly. So you made chicken stock yesterday, and you left your bones in there because you're a friggin' turd. Let's face it, it's just an excuse to eat them, right? But anyway, so you take your bones out. Oh, it's from the other side. And you just kind of scrape all the chicky off, all the stock that's gelatinized, because that's what you wanted in the first place. All this gelatinized stock, it's going to be great. And you know what, if it ends up in the noodles, it's not a big deal. It's not like I'm making it for anybody else, it's just for me. So, you know, there's that. I'm just a lost toy. Alright. Here we go. Just pick through, because who cares? You know? And then you take the onion that's in there. This is the key component of all of this. You take your onion that's stuck in your broth here, because you put a whole half onion in there, and you're really smart for doing so. But, firstly, just give these another stir real quick. And those are already at the point where I'd like to eat them. Frankly, you can tell that they're chewy. But firstly, you take your onion that's gelatinized as well, and you just do a simple, I'm going to try to do this with my left hand so that way you can see what I'm cutting. Just like, you know, little credit card strips, or like half credit card strips, because that's like kind of where you're supposed to have a crudité, and that's sort of where you're supposed to have a lot of other things too. But you know, when you're this far in life and you haven't achieved anything, there's really no point in not doing anything at this point anyway, right? You're considered obsolete, or people will just take your ideas and make them their own. Like photon turbines, for example. Who could have invented those? I don't know. It only took them 3 minutes. So, and I'm expecting a check in the mail, but, you know, at the same point in time, what am I going to do? Lawyer up and go after you? I mean, it's an entire governmental system on a global scale that owes me a lot of money. So, anyway, here's how to make noodles instead. Because I learned this from someone else. So you take your noodles, you come over here, you pour it all into the sink. The trick is to leave a little bit of the starch water at the bottom, so that way when you do this next step, which is absolutely crucial, you take all your gelatin and you just pour it in as such. Oh shit. Right? And you say, man, I wish someone else would do the dishes for me, but no one does, so I have to end up doing them. And it's like, I get it, I have to be an adult, but also at the same point in time, man, I wish people paid me for being an adult. You know, I have to take care of this stupid Tamagotchi myself, and that's just one job. I have like 17 other jobs that don't pay, because no one thinks that they're worth paying. Listen to me bitch about things. It's a lot of fun, isn't it? Okay, so listen, once your gelatin is actually no longer gelatin and it's actually some soup broth, you just kind of keep mixing this until it becomes no longer soup broth. You take, there's a chicken bone in here. And you take your chicken bone out. And once it's not gelatin, which it is no longer gelatin, you realize that a plate is not a good idea. And you don't care enough to actually do anything about it. So you take your really old, dirty mug from coffee this morning and you go, hey, guess what? Chicken noodle soup with some onions and a little bit of pepper now, because pepper is pepper and salt is salt, and if you don't get enough, it ain't my fault. And there you go. And hopefully whatever ails you, much like a lot of the things that ail me, are no longer going to bug you. But let's face it, nobody's perfect, and life doesn't give a shit. Enjoy your noodles.